Hi everybody, and welcome to video 2 in our Mermaid series. When we left off, we had cut out the pieces for our journal, and we stopped at the point where we were going to stencil and ink. Now, I stenciled with the stencil that I had picked out. Where is it? Right in here somewhere. And it looks terrible with the pictures. It took away from the pictures. If I hadn't done it so dark, it might have been different, but I don't think so. So I made a new first page, and I managed to make one where the tab was on the correct place, which is at the top where we wanted it. Then also, since we had made it bigger because of the stenciling, that meant the pages were too small. Let me show you. And I printed them with a border, regular sized, but with a border that made them about 1/4 of an inch too small because there was too big. Oh, come on. There was too big of a space all the way around. Remember, because we had left extra so that we could see the stenciling, and so now the image is too small. So believe it or not, I had to reprint all these pages, and I did it borderless, which means, of course, I lost a little bit of the border, but the border on these that I lost was just this part right here, and on some of these a little bit of the edge flowers. And so I decided, instead of remaking this whole thing, I would go ahead and just make that sacrifice. So all the images are the same, the kit's the same. I just made it a little bit bigger. Now, in this video, we're going to glue everything together, and hopefully we won't make any mistakes. On the back here, I thought, made this back, oh, and I rounded all the corners everywhere. This one's the regular manila folder corner, so I left that one. I don't know though, I might go back and round it. I think I'm gonna leave it. But all of these corners that were straight edge, I rounded it. I thought it made it look a little softer. On the flip ups and the flip outs, I rounded the corners, and I made them a little bit narrower so that they would fit inside this rounded corner. Okay, and that helped with the paper situation as well. And then this one is a flip open with a pocket on the back, and you can see that I inked everything, and I switched to seedless preserves because it had a little more pink in it, and so I thought that it went better with the papers. So that's why it's not as dark. It was kind of difficult. I kind of had to ink everything twice. Both of my shoulders are really, really sore. I have rotator cuff issues. It took me 2 days to ink this. Same with cutting it out. Then on the back, we were going to put it on like this. Well, why can't we? We can. But this says 7/8, and then this said back. But we can renumber it, I guess. And that way we can put it on backwards. No, this would still be 7/8 in the back. And then this would be 7 here. Seven with the flaps. And then 8. And then this would be backwards like I wanted it. And this would still be the back. Let's give it a whirl. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go back and we want to glue the cover to the next page, and we're going to glue it along here and that's how we're going to glue it to this, because we have, it's like in the back, we have the pockets. This is going to be a pocket, so actually we're going to glue along here, over here, and up here, but not in the curves. As you can see, I rounded the pockets and the flip outs and everything as well. So let's go ahead, and I inked these center parts. I think we might put a strip of paper in there, I'm pretty sure, so that it's not just the manila folder with the pink, but we can make it just as wide as this centerpiece. I'm not sure yet. We can always come back and do that. And so let's put our glue along here. Now, if you wanted to, you could make this a pocket if you felt a little nervous by only gluing it here and where the pocket is. So, but the flip out is what makes this into a pocket. You know what I mean? So we want to glue it pretty well. It's the only thing holding it on. Then we're going to glue this edge. Glue it at the rounded part down to the corner notch. And this is already glued here. So now we're going to glue it across the bottom. Okay, and we're going to put it on this one. I just put my finger in the glue. And you want to line everything up, top and bottom, side to side. And then you want to open it up, and you want to press your pocket down. And then you'll be able to take your card in and out of this pocket when this flap is open. Okay. And this will be our cover. We're not going to do the cover yet. I'd like to do something other than just have the cover, but we may just have the image. It just depends on what I can think of to do, and still have the complete image that I really like on the cover. We've been doing envelope stacks, so yeah. So now we're going to glue this one to this one, and we're going to make a large pocket. So we're just going to glue the edge. Take the paper clip out. Go right around here and make a pocket. Didn't quite have enough glue on here. Cannot glue in a straight line this morning. It is 5 o'clock and not 2 o'clock. So now we made a big pocket. And of course I inked around everything so that when you open the pocket, that did I do? What exactly did I do? Oh, this is the flip. I unclipped it. It was a little crooked. Okay. So this is our flip up. Again, I adjusted the size. And depending on whether you go ahead and make yours a little bit smaller to go with the yeah, it's too late to move that. It must be a little bit taller. I'll ink it a little bit more. Flip up. And I'd like to do something over here. And we're going to do something over here because I don't want necessarily, maybe on one page, maybe back here, to have just one large image. But I think it would look really pretty if we took one of the full pages and put it on there. So here's our flip up. Oops. This is our flip open. Take that out. We're not going to glue these on until we've papered the page. So now we're going to open this and we're going to glue it right here again, all the way up and down. Waiting on the glue because we have nothing else better to do. I guess that means it's a little too late. It's really hard to get these completely lined up, especially when you custom cut them and you aren't just gluing them full size, because there's a tendency for them to be just a smidge off. Where you draw your pencil is actually above the edge a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You've got it laying down and then you draw your mark, so it's a little bit above where you want. So you really need to cut just so that the line that you drew is just above the cut. And that means we're going to have to paper this side. I don't think we counted that before. I think these are numbered 7 and 8. Sorry about it being off camera. I had to look straight down at it. And then we'll probably just use the full picture on the back, so it'll stay flat. Okay, so we've gotten that done. Let me set this to 45 so I know how many minutes we've used. I forgot to turn the timer on. Now, these are the papers for page 1. And I'm using a cream colored envelope. And I only printed or inked 2 sides because we're going to have to cut it down both ways. So, we have to ink it afterwards. So there's no reason to do it before. So now we've got our paper. That's going to be a writing page in the very back. And I've inked it even though you can't tell, but you can tell on the sides. This is the paper. And our cover picture on the envelope is going to be this side of this picture. And this is going to be this side. Yeah, I'll just cut it here or over here. And then when we do this inside piece, I'll make it look like one piece. Do you know what I mean? It'll be like a hidden pocket. Okay, so what we need to do is, this is the right size for the paper, okay? But we need to, and I want to put a window over here on this side. And with all the bubbles and stuff and everything, I was thinking a circle window. We'll have to cut this part off first so we know how wide we're working with. All right, we probably could put 2 circles, a bigger one and a smaller one. That would be kind of fun. And then in between, we're going to have to put our magnet on to hold it shut. So we want it to be this wide. And it's not too bad for the height, is it? Why did I think it was too tall? And I want it to go this way. That's why I decided one window, because this isn't going to work. Okay, I think it was too wide, but we're gonna cut it down when we cut it for the yeah, that'll be fine. Because if we cut this down, then yeah, it just won't work. So we're going to cut this side down about there. Yep, that seems about right. And that'll be our pocket. Now we'll ink it. This is really light on this color paper. It looks darker on the manila folder because it already has the tan color to it. So you have to almost do it twice. Like once to get the edge and then once to kind of get it to blend in a little bit. Give it that little bit of extra, I don't know, oomph to where it comes in like this. So of course we're going to do our famous smearing all the way around. One good thing about this being so light is you don't really have to worry about that circle where, darn it, where you start your inking. You do have to worry since it's an envelope, as you saw, with it wrinkling. Okay. There's a little bit of a problem there on that one spot. And I just have to do that very edge that makes it darker. Now we're going to put the window in first and then decide where we want it. We can't. Because we have to paper it to make the window and we need to put the magnet under the paper. So we're going to have to do the magnet first and then decide really don't want to put the hole in the front because I want the large image in the front. You know, this large image I want to be in the front. Okay, let me get my circles out. I wonder if I want to use these circles or the straight circles. I think the straight circles because the of the bubbles. So let's paper this. Yeah, that worked out just right. So then when we cut this, then we'll cut it off, you know, in here somewhere. And then that will be our paper that goes on the inside. So now that we know we're going to use the full page, we need to ink it. like I said, it's no big deal. It's just to get the white off the edges. Like on right there, I missed the white a little bit on the way down. I think the mermaids in here are so pretty. I know that some people might think they're a little risque, and I guess they are. But I'm just putting it down to the way the legends say the mermaids looked. And the artist's license. To make them a little more buxom than common average woman. Get this a little bit more what that white is. Okay. So now we're going to put this paper on here. Yeah, I had to cut it a couple of times. And we'll end up cutting it right here. Which is not gonna, it's gonna cut into her face, but I wonder, I gotta have some, got this one with the image on this side. And then room for the window. Oh no. Oh, we could just turn it over this way, couldn't we? Does it look upside down? All the images seem to be on the left. Need to find one with an image on the right. There we go. Let's use that one instead. Where did the one we were going to use go? I think I put it back in the pile. Alright, so let's use this one. Then we can cut our windows. We can put 2 in if we want. Changed my mind. And with the circles, since they're going to be like bubbles, then it won't matter whether they're lined up exactly, but they do have to be on the other side of this. I think it would be kind of fun to have the windows on the inside for once. So let's put our magnet on. Wonder what's going to happen when we run that through the Big Shot. What if we made it a window, 2 windows? We've got a paper inside anyway. So we can take one of these. See, I was going to use, to use this, we need another piece of paper because we're going to have the windows, so we need to cover the whole inside, right? So the windows need a backing. I'm bound and determined to figure this out. Then use one of the ones with the flowers on the other side. For here, and then put our windows here. And this will be our inside. Okay. All right, this is going to be the top. Because we can slide the magnet in on the inside of the pocket and it will still work. So that's the top. This is the top. See, that way we've got this here, we've got this here. And then I'll make some stationery. I'll print out one of these on typing paper or probably coffee dyed paper. And that's what will show through the window. Yeah. I'm just kind of thinking on this as I go because I had a half of a plan in my brain of what I wanted it to look like. And then I had to realize what it was really going to look like. Since we're not using this over here, we're going to cut it off here. And then we need to make that side afterwards. Oh, here's the one we were going to use. So now we're going to have to do this edge. Then we want to do this a little bit on these edges where it's going to show. Okay. So then we're going to glue this on here. If it doesn't work, I'll just use another envelope and I'll use this for something else. Definitely need to put a little bit of acetone in here and then fill it up the rest of the way. It's almost like your car where you should always keep it halfway full of gas. You fill it up the first time, but after that you only need to put the half a tank in, and then you're never stranded in traffic or anything without any gas in your car. You have to be careful about where you put your glue. Oh, come on, glue. It just doesn't want to come out. Anyway, you don't want to get the glue where the holes are going to be cut. The glue's finally coming out. Okay. So then we'll decide where we want our windows and what size. Now we're going to put the blades up. Instead of down. To cut this. So we're going to put the blades up because we want to cut this side. And cut the flap just a little bit. We don't need all that to glue it on anyway. So put it on the inside, facing up. Perfect. Nice little circle tag we can use. It isn't, just a little bit of glue there. Oh, from this side over here. But here we have a perfect circle tag. That's just the envelope. Now let's put this one here as well. That actually feels about the same. Don't think it's going to be even, but that's okay. Well, they're pretty darn close, actually. So now we have another circle. They're very close to being even, but we didn't need them to be even anyway, so. I also have this stencil that looks like scales. So you might use that somewhere and get the darker purple back out so that you see it against the back side of these. Let's ink these. I almost should have done 2 different sizes. Then, of course, we're going to have to glue this side shut because we've got our pocket on this side. Unless we want to make it a belly band, which we can. Might be a fun idea. Yeah, I wish this was just a skosh darker. Other one is too dark. I think we did a pretty good job of covering up the fact that this is a cream-colored envelope. I think I might use it as a belly band. I think it would be fun. Okay, now I want it to open this way. Let's get our magnet in there before we forget. We couldn't have just put it on and then ran it through the Big Shot because it would have broken it. So we're just going to put it on the tape. We're going to stick it in the middle. And you want the tape to be this way. I'm going to put this in here. Nope, I'm going to put the acetate on. Now I'm going to do the whole piece simply because I don't want any of the edges to get caught. So normally you don't have to do a full acetate piece. We're not going to quite get done with this, I don't think. No, we only need to do the top and this side. Oh no, it's a belly band, so we'll need to do all 4 sides. I'll have the glue situation resolved before the next video. Okay. So we're going to take this and open it up. I'm going to slide the acetate in. Okay. I thought that was something wrong and it's a bubble. Okay. Now we're going to take this put it inside here. And we need to ink just this part right here. Well, I do need to ink it all. I almost feel like we should have edged the paper in the darker purple. We need to cut this to fit. I could grow very old. guess that's as good as I'm going to get, since the glue's already drying. Okay, so we've got these flowers here, everything is inked. All we need is a card to go in here. Now for this side, I decided to use this one. So we're going to, oh shoot, forgot to cut the height down. We'll put a pocket at the bottom, and that will hide the shortness. Remember, we were going to cut the top down. I could use a portrait facing picture. Yeah. So we'll do that. So we still have her. We did have to cut off a little bit of her hair. We are going to lose the fish. And to tell you the truth, I don't like that by itself. Let's go back to our original. We're not cutting off the height. You know what we could do? We've got these 3 borders. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, so I'm going to ink this and glue it on. Ink this and glue it on. And we'll have the flap done. Okay, and we'll start from there when we come back. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So that's it for this video. And I'll see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.